Yo, what's up? It's your boy Convo.
I'm Jaleesa.
And welcome back to another episode of We Need to Talk. See? You ain't chiming in with me with the We Need to Talk.
I know, because the last time it wasn't the same, so I was like, I'm not even going to say it this time.
See, we gonna keep it going, man. You know, sometimes the best of us, we mess up, man. We mess up. But we gonna make up for it.
I didn't mess up. I purposely not said it.
Oh, she purposely did that. So in 2022, that's what we do. We mess up and then we say it was on purpose, right?
Oh my God.
That was fire, though. I like that. I can't get none?
No.
Oh, damn. It's all right. Well, she don't want to be my friend. Well, I got another friend here with me. He here, not in the physical, but he here on a Zoomical. You know what I'm saying? It's my boy from high school, man. We went to the biggest high school in Brooklyn, Acorn Community High School, man. 600 strong. You heard? It's my boy John the Jew in the building. What's good, my boy?
Oh, that shit, the auditorium in the cafeteria.
You always got something to say, man. Yo, John, why she always on our school, bro?
Oh, no, bro. You got me with the biggest high school in Brooklyn. 600 strong.
Yo, man, we the biggest, man. We the biggest, most popular, most toughest high school in Brooklyn, man. Come on, Acorn Community High School, man. Stop it. This nigga went to Maxwell. I don't know why her energy so high, bro.
Yeah, Maxwell, all girls.
All girls.
Okay.
All girls.
Her ex-boyfriend went there too. No, I'm fucking with you. He was a girl. No, I'm fucking with you. Yo, but we gonna hop into a quick little conversation with my boy, man. Y'all see that when I introduced him, I called him John the Jew. We've been calling him the Jew since teenage years. Why? Because my boy is Jewish. Yes, my boy on the line right now is Jewish. So, with that being said, bro, did you hear like the recent controversy with Whoopi Goldberg?
Oh yeah. She I believe I don't remember. I don't watch the show, but I heard, of what's going on. They said she said that the Holocaust wasn't about race.
Wasn't about race or something like that. Yeah, it was like
white people having inter-white folks issues.
Right. And they basically like trying to cancel her for real. Like she put out a little apology and all that. Like it just didn't work though. They suspended her and all that. Like it's crazy. Right. So with you being a part of that, that religion and strong with it and true to it, how do you feel about that? Do you feel, like what she said was correct? Did you feel offended?
Oh, I ain't feel offended, but I'm one of those people, like I listen. I know people, even if you grow up speaking one language, mm-hmm. Some people don't learn all aspects of the language. They don't learn the entire vocabulary. They don't learn exactly how to put things together. So when I hear people say stuff, I try to think about what that individual means versus what those words that they said mean. So like what she's saying, I understand what she's saying, but she said it wrong. But I'm not offended because I don't think she's trying. I know she's not anti-Semitic. Like
right.
Her last name is literally Goldberg. Her last name that's a Jewish last name.
True.
Yeah.
She's married to a Jewish dude. Not saying that she couldn't be anti-Semitic, but it would be highly unlikely. So I'm not offended. I didn't feel no way about it. I understand what she's trying to say, and the obvious is that I'm not a white Jew, so I don't. I look at it different, but I know what she was saying, and I understand why people are outraged. But a lot of outrage nowadays is like manufactured, or it's more like, okay, we're supposed to be outraged, so let's be outraged, as opposed to, nah, we're really outraged.
Right.
So why are people upset? I was trying to figure that out, like, because isn't Judaism a religion?
It is. That's why I'm not upset, because she's saying that it wasn't about race. It was white people having white issues. Like, when people think about Jews in America, they picture white people. They forget that like it's minorities and blacks and Asians and everybody else who are Jews as well. But the Holocaust itself it occurred in Europe. So by default, the vast majority of its victims and perpetrators are white people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, white Jews like to put themselves in this box where it's like, I'm not I'm not white, I'm Jewish. And the reason why they do that is because white supremacy tends to, be anti-Jewish. But if you're from Russia, your whole lineage is from Russia, you have white features, you're essentially white. Now, whether or not the people of that land accept you as one of their own is a completely different thing. You fit the description of a white person.
Right.
So,
that's imagine if Christians said, "Nah, we just gonna be a whole race." Like, imagine a Christian race, bro. That would be so crazy. Like,
this is why I don't really understand why they're so upset, because she literally just said it wasn't about race. I don't understand it.
The reason why they say it was kind of about race is because Hitler believed in the Aryan race, and certain people doesn't fit into his Aryan race, box or what that looks like.
Right.
So essentially, the Holocaust is literally about race, because I'm creating a master race and you can't be a part of it or you don't qualify. So by default, it is at the same time completely about race.
Okay.
So you don't feel offended?
I'm not offended because I understood what she meant. She didn't say it right. She didn't break it down and explain it. So I understand why people are offended, but I know what they meant. I know what she meant.
I think people are offended because she's a public figure. If she was in the room with many of them people that are offended, bro, and it was just a one-on-one conversation, I don't think people would have got tight and, you know what I'm saying, talk about, oh, that was disrespectful. Because at the end of the day, it's understood already. You understand what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But with that, speaking about race, all right, we're going to just jump and segue into today's topic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And me and John, we had a discussion about this a few days ago. It was minute. It was quick and to the point. I wanted to cut it short because I wanted him to really voice his opinions on the show, opposed to us talking one-on-one. Me and my baby girl right here, we had these talks plenty of times. I had this talk with Janae a few minutes ago. We touched on it a little bit. But today's topic is, should racism and slavery be in today's curriculum for children? When I say children, I'm talking about ages 6 to 14. Should these kids be learning about this? Well, those stressful events, you know what I'm saying, and even category, and seeing all of the gory pictures and, the photos of people dying and all of that. Should kids be exposed to that? Now, I'm gonna start off with I'm gonna start to my right, baby. How do you feel? Do you think that kids should be, exposed to that at such a young age?
I can only speak from my experience. I didn't see gory pictures or whatever. So learning about it, I think you should. But the goriness, I don't think no kid should see anything gory, even on movies.
True.
At a young age. So, but I do think you need to learn about your history.
So you got a yes on that side. So how you feel, Ju?
Yeah, I feel like it should be mandatory. They definitely need to teach all kids or everybody about racism and all that relates
slavery and everything.
Slavery and everything.
Okay, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and I'm gonna say I don't think that these guys should be learning this at such a young age. And I say that, I know a lot of people going to attack me. You're going to attack me. Oh, you're so stupid. Oh, what are you talking about? But I'm a strong believer in hatred is taught. And our schools are the mecca of teaching. This is the church of teaching. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why I bring up the fact of them learning about these things at such a young age is because I feel that with them learning these things, they can be being taught to hate or dislike another race. When we're born pure. You understand? We're not even born with clothes on. We're literally born naked and clueless to the world. We're crying because we're feeling something abnormal. The temperature's different. Why is there such bright lights? Who are these figures in front of me? We don't know anything. You understand what I'm saying? So when we hit the school and we're so young, the reason why we go to school at such a young age is because that's when our learning capacity is the biggest. You know what I'm saying? We can learn the most when we're children. That's why kids that learn different languages, they learn them earlier on in life, because the longer you wait, the harder it is for you to just learn it. That's just facts. So having these vulnerable kids in a vulnerable mind state, learning about these heinous, graphic, hateful, events can steer you in the wrong direction. It might not be intentional. I don't know. I don't want to be one of those guys that's saying I'm a conspiracy theorist and it's the government setup and it's a trap. I love Tupac, but I don't agree with everything. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my stance on it, bro. How you feel about that?
I understand the argument, but when you think about everything that we learned in school, because I did. I started out school in Jamaica, and then when I moved to the United States, I was part of the New York City public school system. And if you think about the things that we learned, some of the stuff that we learned was violent, cruel, evil, but we just didn't learn them in that matter. Later on, we learned the true details about certain stuff. But when you learned about Christopher Columbus coming across and discovering America, and the Mayflower ship landing in New England and them getting off and interacting with the natives, we always learned it in the most peaceful, positive way. Now, granted, we weren't being told the true history, but we got the basic concept that the founders came here and interacted with the natives and eventually started systems of government. The country was built and so on and so forth. So even if we don't, of course, I wouldn't advocate for us to, they put us in chains and whipped us and look at the bruises on their backs. I wouldn't advocate for, a brutal, mature version of what happened, but there still has to be a concept of this is what racism is. These are the things that took place during, its height, and racism still prevails today. It's not something that's over simply because slavery is done. And we didn't begin with slavery either. So
that's the huge problem.
We got to teach the whole history of everything.
Right, because in our curriculums, that's where Black people started. At least in American history books. You understand what I'm saying?
So essentially the people that write the textbooks, they've found the cute ways to teach children brutal stuff before. With our modern technology and stuff now, somebody has to be able to, I can't articulate our history, but somebody is out there that knows how to tell the story of, our people from the beginning and have it be true, but not have it be so wicked that people are like, nah, I can't have my kids reading this. But there has to be a happy medium somewhere, a balance somewhere. Because you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going. Honestly,
bro, there's no way for our parents to know what we're reading in school. We're not bringing them the textbooks. They're not reading them. So what we learned is different, probably different from the curriculum that our parents had in school, bro. Just like how our kids now today, their books are different from what we had. You understand what I'm saying? They learn the Common Core and they learn the other things. You know what I'm saying? So who knows what they're really being exposed to? I've seen some things on the internet where there's a homosexuality class where they're teaching that it's okay to have sex with the same sex, bro. And we didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? Do I agree with that being part of a curriculum in any culture? No. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't stand for that. So. Right. I doubt if my moms knew that I seen those pictures, bro. I doubt if my moms knew that I seen men hanging from trees, dead bodies, bro, real photos. You know what I'm saying? It was in black and white. I doubt if she knew that, bro, because I wasn't going home and saying, "Mom, guess what I seen in the textbook today?" In the real world situation, that's not going on. She's just asking if I did my homework. You know what I'm saying? That's just a yes or no answer.
Yeah, that's true, but I think parents now, you're more involved with I would think that you're way more involved with the schooling and the education of your children than
my
your
parents
dad was
yeah.
with you and your mother was with you.
Right.
Because technology just enables us to be a little bit more active. Even if you don't know much about Zoom, when kids had to come home and do virtual schooling, you had to kind of get a little bit, okay, I got to get on the computer and okay, this is the book I need to get for him. You had to get a little bit more hands-on, and there's more resources and stuff. So we can't rely on the system to strictly educate our kids. You got to play a role and a part in that as well. And part of that role is double checking what they're teaching, because they could be teaching stuff that you don't want them to teach, and then they could also not be teaching stuff that you do want them to teach. So if the kid's not getting what they need to get, either you have to provide it or you have to advocate for the system that's supposed to provide it to actually provide it.
True.
So why exactly don't you want them to learn about that?
Because I don't want them learning about it, because I'm a firm believer that if you have hatred in your heart for anything, it is harder for you to move forward and to get over certain hurdles. I believe this. Our ancestors went through those things so that we don't have to be mad at it. They didn't go through those things and say, I want my grandchildren to mentally suffer with the thought of me being in this predicament. No parent, no grandparent lives to say the opposite of that. Nobody's living to say, oh man, I can't wait till 200 years from now when my great grandkids could be stressing over what I'm going through. We all want the better for our offspring. Mm-hmm. So for us to be taught these things, and not everybody, this is a subjective thing. Because for me, I had my first best friend, his name was Robert, in PS 155, right? White boy. You understand what I'm saying?
Sean went to that school.
Oh, for real? I knew he was a real nigga. But
I went to that school together.
We was?
Remember you and Sean went to the same elementary school?
Bro, brain shot. I really did not know that, bro.
You have a picture with him in your class, and you're like, isn't this you?
Yo!
Like, yeah. Like,
this nigga remembers everything, bro. There's nothing he forgets. Yo, that does sound familiar, though. That's a fact. But,
yeah.
But yeah, back to what I was saying, though, like, he was my best friend. You know what I'm saying? White boy. We had to do a paper. I think I was, it wasn't a book report. It was just you just write a regular, 1-page summary of the Roots. I think the first or second grade, bro. The Roots. My mother didn't even show me this movie. She knew, probably not because she knew, like, all right, this mad stuff. It's a long ass movie, yeah. But, bro, I had to do a paper at 7 years old on the Roots, bro. And then I was exposed to all of that stuff. And then with them stressing, oh, this is a true event, this is a true story, this, that, and third. I looked at Robert differently when I came back to school, bro. I didn't view him the same. I viewed him like, damn, bro, like, do you think that you could do this? Like, do I have to beat the shit out of you, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do I have to be defensive around you, bro? You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when I read my viewing and my perspective on that movie, his was completely different, bro. He didn't see it like all the way like negative. It didn't seem as stressful. His words. You understand what I'm saying? Mine was more sad. His was more like, oh, all right, this happened. You understand what I'm saying? I had emotional connection to the shit. So it was like, and then from then on, once I knew what racism was, bro, anything that was white, that was opposed to how I felt or how I maneuvered, I took it as racism.
Right.
Now, could I have had a better outlook on life growing up through my teenage years, you know what I'm saying, with white people or whatever the case may be? Yeah, I think I could have if I didn't really have that planet in my head. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what is this notification?
Did you
Go ahead, baby.
grow up with a lot of white people?
No.
So can that also be contributing to why you felt that way? Because a lot of times you fear the unknown. So if you're not around them, you don't get to know how they really are. You just hear, like how with us, like they hear things about black people being dangerous. So they automatically assume that.
I mean, I didn't grow up around a lot of white people, but the few that I did know, I didn't have a problem with because they didn't treat me different. But after I was exposed to that, it was like, damn, I don't know what you thinking, or like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know at the end of the day. I know that it's possible for people to have these thoughts. It's like, are you thinking that way? When you home, is your parents teaching you to hate black people, bro. I don't know. It just
you
raised.
thought those things at 6?
Not at 6 as I got older, as I started stepping into the world more. But with Robert, I really wasn't his friend like that afterwards, bro, because that movie was messed up. And then I watched it with my moms at that too. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a weird experience, and I didn't really realize the impact it took on me till I became an adult, and I just thought about it one day, like, yo, I really switched up on my son Robert because of a movie that I really shouldn't have been seeing. I shouldn't have seen that movie, bro. Not that young.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I joined the army that I really was able to mix and mingle with different cultures and different races. And I'm like, man, we ain't no fuck this racism shit, bro. We all brothers. We all humans at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's an army thing or what.
I don't want to beat up on 7-year-old Robert, but hey, whose reaction was justified? Are you saying your reaction was unjustified and his was justified, or why wasn't he outraged? Why didn't he see this like, yo, my people did this? This was foul. Nah, Jim, we can't never let this happen to your people again. Now he's 7-year-old, so obviously I'm not really expecting him to do that, but that's kind of like you teach history to everybody and hope people get the right thing from it.
Mm-hmm. That would have been great.
If you're never exposed to that, right? And Robert grows up to be like a wild racist, but you're not ever exposed to this is what happened to our people. And you just under Robert, this my man's, I love him. We just humans, but deep down, he's being taught the evil side of racism, and he develops that. Now you could become a victim of the white supremacist ideology that he's being taught at home.
Right.
And not even know it.
The best case scenario is you learn the information. You like, yo, they really did this? All right. How many years ago? How far have we come? Okay, cool. We've come a long way. Let me keep this in the back of my mind. This has happened to our people before. I can't never let it happen again, but I'm not going to be moving around treating everybody like they still master with a whip. Yeah,
that's great, but that would be super ideal, especially in our culture, in our culture, and now where we grew up at. Like your favorite movie, Guess Who, right? One of the funniest parts of that movie was when what's his name?
Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher. He was at the dinner table with Shorty's parents and her whole family, right? They making all of these white jokes. Everybody laughing. They making all of these jokes. Everybody laughing, right? Came down to him. He telling jokes. They want to hear the black people jokes. Yeah, let me hear the black people jokes. So he tell a couple, and then what's wild is that scene was made to be uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Because as black people, we're not supposed to tolerate white people making black people jokes. But we can definitely tolerate black people making white people jokes. And then when
you disagree with that?
When he did make a specific joke, they was ready to whoop his ass. I think he made a joke about the lips or something like that. They was ready to whoop his ass.
You don't think black people should be able to make black people jokes and white people not make them?
I think it should be even, bro. If we're not really affected by racism and it's not in the back of our head that, you know, any white person could whatever, then when they make a joke, why can't we just laugh at it? When they make a black joke, why can't we laugh at it?
Yeah. It depends if the joke is actually funny or not.
True, because there be something that just seem like it's just, yo, I'm attacking. This is just
because we can tell. You can tell by how people pronunciate, how they enunciate, and even and tone, whether somebody's trying to be offensive. Hey, boy, come here, come over here. You could tell like,
this ain't right.
That's different. You could also be wrong. It's not that easy, but sometimes you could be right. The general rule of thumb is I don't make Mexican jokes. I don't make white jokes. I don't make their jokes around them if I don't want them to do it around me. Now that, of course, you've been in the army, so when you get a bunch of people mixed up, the lines get blurred a whole lot more. Yeah. But the general rule of thumb is I'm not gonna bother y'all don't bother me, and that's what should work.
How do you feel about Spanish people saying the N-word? Being from Brooklyn, New York.
Yo, it's crazy because when I was in the army, I used to always tell people that. I'm like, yo, where I'm from in Brooklyn, everybody who is not white gets the
same
N-word
nigga.
pad.
Like everybody.
You go in the corner store, in there, man, dropping the N-bomb.
Right.
Chinese dudes you grew up with, dropping the N-bombs. Everybody you grew up with who is not black is dropping the N-bomb. And some people got white people in their circles dropping the N-bomb. That's who you're comfortable with. It is. I can't tell you what to do in your own social circle. Mm-hmm. But as people who are different, right? We all grew up on the same block together, and we all different races, right? So we have our own thing that we do on the block. Mm-hmm. But you have to know, as an educated or even a halfway grown person, when I leave my block or my social circle and go visit Disney World, mm-hmm. I can't drop the terminology that I drop on my block when I'm out in public. This is a different space.
So you got to be responsible. You got to be responsible.
You got to be responsible. Yeah, people don't want to be responsible. They just want to do whatever and let it rain, and it's not gonna work like that. That's like if I see somebody rapping a rap song in public and they got their headphones on, minding their own business, white as hell, and they singing a song, they got the N-word in it, and I know, but I know the song and I know what's coming. I'm not tapping you to take your headphones off. Yo, excuse me, did you just say nigger? Like,
you're not gonna be a kin.
You in music zone. You're not talking to me. You're not. You. It's different.
Right. Yo, I think that's the only thing that we have in black privilege is the N-word. That's the only thing, bro. People say, white privilege. They just free to do whatever the fuck they want, how they want, when they want. Only thing we really got is the N-word, bro. That's it.
Yeah, that's like the unfortunately the coolest thing we got.
Yeah,
that's like the one thing we got that everybody wants. Oh man, I want to be able to say it. Just say it. That's like a big thing for other social groups. Mm-hmm. But
yeah. back to the school and learning about racism and everything. So you said that, or you, I'm not sure which one, said that they should learn like all of it.
The truth, yeah, that was
like from the beginning. How would you? Because a lot of our history is not like official because our culture, African culture, they tell stories by mouth. They didn't write things down. So how would we know that what we're learning is actually real?
I think there's really no way to know that, bro.
So then,
there's really no way to learn that.
So we should teach things that's not like, it might not be true.
Shit, the shit that they teaching us now might not be true. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like this: if you don't say part of the truth, you're lying. I don't believe in a white lie. I believe that if you don't if you don't say what's going on, and you're teaching a different narrative, it's a lie. So for them to tell us that there was nothing that we was a part of before slavery in America, even if they leave us something out, they say, oh, it was true though, we did go through that. Nigga, the fact that you're not telling us something means you're lying, bro. I refuse to believe, bro, we started getting whipped on our back, bro.
No.
Calling the white man master.
That's not our real history.
That's
so
not.
They can't start
that's that. Not. But the problem I have with that is that's what we're being taught in the school system. Mm-hmm. They talk about you could hit the block and they'll tell you all day, yo, we was black kings and queens and whoop-de-woo. Yeah, I understand Egypt and everything, but I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? But where's that in the curriculum? Why are we not being taught that we do have some power in our blood, bro? You understand what I'm saying?
That's the stuff that they actually have. Yeah, they have to actually put that in the history. They can't teach us if CRT isn't the same stuff that we were taught when me and you, we come from, in our age group, we come from essentially American Black history starts at slavery. And, that's even one of the positive upsides of CRT is actually not starting at slavery, starting from, when different tribal groups and different kingdoms and stuff like that existed on the continent of Africa and how explorers went over there and, engaged in trade. They used to go out. Before like not in modern times, they steal all the minerals. Essentially, they create companies and they fund dictators and poor leaders and get them elected, and then have unfair trade deals and stuff where they get all the minerals out of these different countries. But back in the day, when it was just tribes and people were sending explorers and tradesmen, they actually had deals and stuff with different kingdoms and different tribes. And that's how some black tribes even ended up partaking in the slave trade. Like, all right, cool, we don't fuck with the other tribe over there. My bad, I didn't mean to curse.
No, we can curse on him. Nigga, bitch, fuck, shit, hoe, pussy.
Yeah, my tribe don't mess with Jimmy tribe, and we know where they at, and they only got spears. So if you give me some of them gun stuff that y'all got, I'll go capture 50 or 100 of them for you,
right? And
we'll bring them to the water and throw them on your ship. So
Where did you learn that at?
We have real history. That's one of the most important and good things about our people. We have real history. It's just not taught to us.
Where'd you learn that?
Well, two things. I was born in Jamaica, so I went to school in Jamaica. So I didn't learn when I was learning history in Jamaica, it was Black Jamaican history and overall Black history. Period. Yeah. So it taught us mostly about Africa, and then it taught us about Jamaica. And then once I came up here and I started, getting American history, I always like I like information, so I always search for more. If I learned something and the why wasn't completely clear to me, or I'm like, nah, I got to be more to the story. I always go look for extra information so it could be a clear picture.
Yo, and let me add on to that, because this nigga's not lying. After school, you know how people usually do cool shit? I remember this nigga used to take us to the library in Canarsie, bro.
I knew you was going to say that.
Long ass bus ride.
I knew you was going to say
that.
To
the fucking library, bro. So I know that this dude is like an information hoard. Like, that's what he do.
Yeah.
And a little bit more about your history in high school. The guy that I know, debate champ. You understand what I'm saying? One of the best chess players in school. You know what I'm saying? John was just that dude that he was super funny, but he was just like mad smart though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was one of them arrogant motherfuckers that didn't have to listen to the teacher. Cause like at the end of the day, miss, I already know what's going on. Like, you don't really have to say nothing. Don't teach me this. I know this already. And like, nigga passed all his class like it was legit like that. That's why nigga John the Jew, bro. That shit stuck with him. And yo, utmost respect to you, bro. You one of the most intelligent niggas I know. That's a fact.
I'll be trying, bro. I appreciate it.
That's a whole fact. The nigga had what? How many girlfriends you had? Like 17,000 girlfriends in school?
No. I had a high school sweetheart. My old lady looking at me crazy right now.
I said that because I knew she was back there.
Let somebody pull out bones in your closet. You
see us, girl. You better stop. You know Oz loves you, girl. Shit.
Nah, but that's why like that's why I'm big. I feel like they gotta teach everything. You just gotta teach it right, because information is out there, and like it's a lot of people who are Black just like us, and they think our history started at a certain point, and then they say, okay, boom, well, that's the way they taught it to us. All right, cool, they taught it to you that way, but you're an adult now, you're older now. You can get on Wikipedia if you want, get on Google if you want, and look up different things. You could do your own research. My sister just did the genetic analysis the other day. She got her. She sent her DNA. She swabbed her cheek and got like a DNA analysis back, and it tells you you're 30% from Congo, you 10% from Ghana, you this much from different places. So you get to learn your history. There's all different ways to do research.
Right. I just got that ancestry joint the other day. Yo, let them know, baby. Let them know who you are. Let them know who you are, mamas. Ow.
I'm from Nigeria.
Ow. We're not talking 3%, nigga. This nigga is a whole third, bro.
Yeah.
So that's dope. I got one coming in.
Huh?
Yeah, when you learn stuff like that, you be like, man, you know what? I'm not planning a trip to the Caribbean this year. I'm going to my homeland.
I'm going to the crib, nigga.
Yeah, for real.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's got to be a good feeling. I'm just looking for my ancestry to say that Aubrey is like my cousin or some shit like that, so I could DM this nigga the fucking results. Like, nigga, come on, bro. Nigga, follow the page or something, cuzzo. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a fact. But when we was talking the other day, bro, you made a point that like kind of changed my mind a little bit, but I had to keep with it because it's content for the show. But what you said was, you was like, because I was telling you about the Robert situation and how it made me view, you know, it could have made me view like white people a little different. You was like, yo, how you processed that information was different from how I processed the information. Now I processed the information as, damn, bro, they oppressed us, man. Like, shit, like, that's crazy they did that to us. John looked at it as, yo, we must be some dope individuals for them to have to do all this to us. Mm-hmm. We must be a problem. We gotta be a threat. Like, and that's fire.
And I processed it like that was a long time ago. I didn't even like.
And that's the type of time. That's the type of time I'm on right now. It's a long time ago, so I'm not even stressing it. Mm-hmm. But the fact that,
because think about it. Even growing up, and the way that you say you processed it, and the way it made you feel, mm-hmm. you weren't out here. You still grew up, went to school with different races, joined the military with different races, worked, interacted, studied, did everything with different races without becoming a mass murderer of the people who you felt like oppressed us and did us so wrong. Mm-hmm. We all took it different ways and still became productive members of society, right. Which is all you can ask people to do if we're going to live in a communal setting. Be a productive member of society. Don't tarnish it. Don't do nothing bad and nothing crazy like that. So right. It didn't have the negative effect on you in an extreme sense to right. Where you're just out here and you're like, bro, I don't deal with nothing Caucasian. Right. It didn't do that to you because you took the information and, you know, you processed it how you processed it, but you were still able to maneuver throughout society and understand, okay, this is what's capable, and I know my history, and I'm not going back there, and I'm gonna be great regardless.
Right, bro, I love white people, bro. I love every race. I love every race of people. You know what I'm saying? I'll slap the shit out of a black person the same way I'll slap the shit out of a white person, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, right now, that's the bag I'm in. I don't dislike white people, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I want to teach to my kids. Like, y'all don't have to really, like, take this information and dislike, because that was the mistake I made. You know what I'm saying? I don't want y'all to have to dislike anybody. Like, my wife, Jaleesa, just called my son downstairs before we started this episode, and she was like, do you know about slavery? He was like, yeah, I'm learning about it. Mind you, James 8 years old. You understand what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, I know about slavery. She like, what happened? She like, you know, he was like, black people got did wrong, basically, and, you know, the white people did it. Basically, that's what he said. You know what I'm saying? And then she asked him, she was like, yo, well, does it make you dislike white people? And he said, a little bit. Now, my son is the most pure, sweetheart kid in the world, bro. For him to say that he dislikes a race because of what he's been taught in school, that's big for me, bro. That solidified everything that I've said.
I don't think that it's just that. I think, like, especially nowadays, these kids are so exposed to so many things on social media that influences how they feel about things.
That's true too.
They don't even have to learn it in school. Because first of all, they don't even pay attention.
That's a fact.
But they see these
and
things.
The alternative to some knowledge is complete ignorance, right? So the alternative is to have them be completely ignorant and never learn about it, and just, I love white people. And then someday, somehow, he's in a situation where he's being manipulated because somebody else has a prejudice against him, and he's completely unfamiliar with what's going on. And now he's just, why? It's like having daughters and not wanting to teach them about, like, dudes can be creeps in the most extreme sense. It's like, I don't want to teach them that, because then that's kind of teaching them about sex and all that other stuff. But it's like, all right, then they could be taken advantage of in the wildest ways, and they're completely unprepared.
Right.
It's kind of like, everything, you got to find a balance somehow, some way in everything. And then within that balance, it's specific to each individual. Like you might be able to teach your son about the same subject in one way, and then you got to teach it a different way to your daughter. Or even if you had two sons, you'd have to teach them the same thing in two completely different ways based on their individual needs and how they learn. So it's like siblings could grow up in the same house and be completely different people because of how they process
different experiences.
So you believe you do believe that males and females are different people, right? We play different roles in society.
If that's the males and females are different people, and they do play different roles in society.
All right, so I'm gonna have you on a future episode, sir. We're gonna dive more into that because that's something I really advocate for, and I really want to push that narrative because right now I'm gonna just get to it right quick. You know, say we do live in a world right now where we're damn near the same motherfucking gender. You understand what I'm saying? And we're playing the same roles, and it's kind of colliding. We're clashing. We don't know what to do. But I'm an advocate for men, and I'm an advocate for women being women. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have you chime in a future episode on that. That's gonna get spicy. This was an educational. This is an educational episode. Those episodes are spicy episodes.
Gender roles is a touchy subject.
Oh yeah,
in modern times.
Oh yeah, we could definitely have a part 2 on that. We're gonna get Glon on the line on that one. Ooh yeah. You know he gonna get crazy. But yo, I think this was a dope episode right here, man. I really enjoyed this. Hey, shout out to John first of all for putting me on to the Zoom thing, man. Like I wasn't.
I'm surprised you ain't know about it,
bro. I know the kids be on it on a remote learning stuff, but I've never actually tuned into it and saw the capabilities and everything. You see, he's helping promote the brand and everything in the background. That is hard. I'm huge on branding, and that is beautiful right there. I've never stared at this nigga this long consecutively. like, you know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to you, bro, and shoot, man, what you got going on, bro? Like, what's your day-to-day life? I know you living in the Bammies now, man.
Yeah, man, I'm in Alabama. Good old country boy.
Look, both of us moved down to the country. How you liking it, bro?
Nah, I love it. I was we grew up in the city, and the military took us to different places, and I never liked living butt, ass, and cheek next to other people. A lot of people who don't know. If people don't know what I mean by that, in New York City, like my house is literally connected to the next person's house. Right. And the next person over is connected to that house. So like you go on either side of your house and you put your ear on the wall, you're going to be able to hear what's going on at your neighbor's house. Like our houses are connected. My backyard was concrete. My front yard was concrete. There wasn't no grass. Facts. If I wanted to play in grass, I had to go to the park. Right.
That was just a little bit of park.
Yeah, we surrounded by concrete and bricks where we're from. It's no space. There's no space.
Now we in the South, man, you know? Yeah, we feel like island boys.
You got front yard, backyard, everything. Fresh air.
John is an island boy.
Yeah, facts.
Yo, man, but it was dope. It was dope talking to you tonight, bro. I appreciate you for chiming in, man, being part of the panel. Let's give it up again for my boy John the Jew. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate y'all having me. Shout out to you and Jalita. I appreciate it. I love what y'all doing. I watch all the episodes. And
thank you.
Sometimes I'm yelling at the TV like, nah, what you talking about? I disagree with that. I'm like, I need to call.
Disagree with what? Me or him?
He probably disagree with me because John is the more logical thinker. I'm more on like. Because even in high school, I ain't gonna say feelings, bro. I'm just like I was always the one that was quick, bad tempered, and irrational. I'm not irrational.
The ones
I go off of experience
that just jumps out and impulsive.
You see what I
tell all my friends? I was on my friends' moral compass.
Right.
They're like, yo, let's go do this. No.
Right.
Not doing that. Whatever we're doing, it has to be smart. Even if we're doing something wrong, we got to be able to get away with it. It has to be smart. If it doesn't look like it's going to happen, it's a no-go.
Right.
This is dumb. We can't do that.
He was that balance. So I know if he's saying he disagreed with something on a podcast, it was what I'm saying. I know it was what I was saying. So we gonna have you on a lot more, bro.
Devil's advocate. Jaleesa's still pure. You be playing devil's advocate.
Facts. Gotta do it, bro. Gotta do it. Somebody gotta say it, man. But yo, this has been another episode of We Need to Talk. And as always, it's your boy Convo.
I'm Jaleesa.
Peace.
Bye.